Domesticity is defined as the home or family life. The idea of domesticity holds such an impact within society due to there being a risk of being left behind in a race for power. Without the mixing of different wages and families, then the pool of life dissipates, and along with that, a family name. The wish of many people is to marry up, and for women in particular back in the day or even now, they want a guarantee that they would be well taken care of. In the early 20th century, women in the workforce wasn't that established, so domesticity was something that was still relied on. The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison is set in the 1940s, and standards for women were difficult, especially as someone who is African American. The narrator within Bluest Eye has a complex view about race and herself because she knows that her place in society is not that high. She acknowledges every day that she will not be like the blue-eyed dolls that she was gifted as a child, nor like the blonde white girl she sees walking in the street. Within her family, she's treated like they know that. She's treated roughly and is taught to try to blend after a time. Bukola is abused and is not taught the appropriate ways to think of herself, her sexuality, her blackness, and is instead shoved into believing in the bluest eye, and craving to have a proximity to whiteness. She begins to want to harm her white peers out of anger and confusion. She does not understand why she's not treated like them. The role of race within domesticity and sexuality not only impacts the ability to discover oneself, but also to maintain healthy relationships. On the screen here, I have a good amount of quotes for you to read. I'll pause it for you so that you can read it, and then I'm going to go into detail about each and every single one of them. The first quote that we have here is, "I do not date any black woman. I'm looking for any woman not black because my sisters have too much attitude. No hate mail from black women." These are all from 3 different black men. And the reason why this is said is because, though this is generally untrue, black men believe white women are considered to be more docile, follow the man, and fun, while black women are viewed as loud, opinionated, and independent. Many men prefer the first because of the fact that they want to feel needed, they want to have power over their partner, and they want someone to lead rather than be led. It has become a negative thing to men, even black men, that black women have a certain level of confidence and independence. It is known that black women from a young age are taught to be strong because the world wants to beat them down to be weak. The stereotype of the angry black woman was bred from black women not taking a beating while lying down. Instead, they fought back. My answer now goes for both of the quotes, and there's a simple reason why minorities, specifically black people, have a preference when deciding a partner. Some are like our previous quotes. They want to run away from the black woman due to stereotypes dawning upon them since the beginning of time. Others, though, want the comfort of the same race. They don't want to fear the idea of their partner having any prejudice towards them or their partner's family not accepting them. In a way, both are harmful depending on the context and what both parties have been saying about their own race or about other races. But in the end, it is black women that end up being the target of rejection. To be rejected by your own race of people bruises the soul. For people of the same race to give into those harmful thoughts, it is allowing for the suppression of black women's sexuality as well as their role in a domestic setting to be turned into a negative. Black women have been deemed as something that needs to be tamed, a challenge for men who are, some disturbingly say, alpha. There's a belief that black women can be treated harshly because of the stereotypes made about them. It has been deemed acceptable to push boundaries due to the angry black woman narrative. There's a loss of femininity when it comes to black women in the eyes of others because what has been set as feminine has been set by those who view submission as femininity. On the screen, I have some important quotes from The Bluest Eye that mimics the point that I've already stated. Sadly, Bukola was taught, instead of sticking to her strength, to fall in line and become a girl who hid behind a mask. To look feminine and worthy, she danced around in her blue gaze and got lost in the want to assimilate. Be like every blue-eyed girl. Bukola did not have an example to look up to. Instead, she sat looking at Shirley Temple, who danced on the screen with a black man, when she could not understand why she couldn't dance with him instead. Her life, beauty, sexuality, all defined by her race and her home, much like many African women then and even today.